really what he does well. You know what I mean?
A response team. The Avengers Initiative was shut down. This isn't about the Avengers. These people may be isolated, unbalanced even, but I believe with the right push, they can be exactly what we need. Warground is run by sentiment, Director. No, it's run by soldiers.
Right now, every single one of you out there, have a chance to be a part of the greatest organization the NFL has ever seen, the Dallas Cowboys. And you are fans of a championship football team. And what do? You blog. You blog so hard that you're running up and down the internet all night long. If it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you got to get another story out, you blog. You know why? Because you know more about your team than anybody else. There is 32 teams in the league. 32 teams. You expect them to know every team like you know yours? Wait, they don't. They don't. And how do you do this? You go to the Dallas Cowboys show, you get a blog, and you blog about the Cowboys. You blog all night long about the Cowboys. You tell people what they need to know about the Cowboys instead of letting people tell you. That's what you did all last year. No more. You know why? Because we have the internet. All you have to do is have heart. And you can do it. You know why? Because you're a fan of a championship football team. And a fan of a championship football team, they give everything. They give everything they got to help their team make it to the Super Bowl. And if you're not willing as a fan to give it all you got, then you go to the New England Patriots. Blog, 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 blog. There's nothing better than that. Nothing more fulfilling. Nothing more special. Blog.
Ever hard, man. What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What it do, man? Let's get ready.
I still love that intro. It still make me laugh, man.
Yeah.
I look like Jake from State Farm.
You look like Jake.
Jake from State Farm. You think you do this to me? Dang. Go ahead, man.
All right, man. So obviously we got to get down to this linebacker. I'm gonna be honest. I've been looking at this linebacker tape all day, preparing for this, because you can't walk in this arena playing. You can't walk into this arena winging it. You will get exposed. So I mean, we got some different boys here, right? We got some different guys that we can kind of tune up. So let's go ahead and start with I'm gonna start with you on this, bro. Let's kind of go through your favorites.
All right, so my favorite linebacker in this class by far is Anthony Hill Jr. Out of the University of Texas, because I feel like he embodies a pure linebacker. He's not really a coverage guy, right? This hybrid new age safety / type of coverage linebackers that some teams would find attractive. For me personally, I want him to be a linebacker. And when it comes to linebacker position, this is a kid who's done it from the highest level now. Like I said, selfishly, I've known this kid since he was born. I played football with his daddy. His daddy was my roommate. So I watched this kid.
You're the godfather, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? But taking that out of the consideration, he's just been a pure football player. He played at Denton Ryan out there in Dallas, won state championship, ran track, played running back. Like, he was a guy that reminded me a lot of the player that we lost in Micah Parsons, committed to Texas A&M. Jimbo officially got sworn to the University of Texas. But, the thing that I like about Anthony Hill, he can play middle linebacker, he can play weak side, he can play strong side. He's a pure game changer, right? A guy that can get you interceptions, forced fumbles. I mean, he had 113 tackles in 2024, 8 sacks, four forced fumbles in one season, right? Interceptions. So he's just a guy that's just around the ball, making things happen, sideline to sideline motor, can wear your green dot. And also, What I do like about Anthony Hill Jr. as well, he does have pass rushing nuances. So if you do need to send him off the edge, he's played D and he played defensive end in high school as well. So, he's probably my favorite prospect at the linebacker position. Secondly, I'll probably say Sonny Styles will be my second linebacker. Just from the athleticism traits, IQ traits, ability, size, NFL DNA, his father.
None of us can use Sonny Styles. We
can use Sonny Styles. Okay. So outside of that, right? Outside of Anthony Hill Jr., a guy that I feel like there's two that's not being talked about enough when it comes to Dallas Cowboys specifically, that I feel like Cowboys fans need to circle, is Josiah Trotter out of the University of Missouri. We all know his father, his brother, right? But NFL bloodlines, played from the University of Missouri. He is your brute force, old school, strong linebacker with strong hands, 84 tackles season prior, 93 tackles this past year. He was the anchor for the Missouri defense, and he also had another guy out there in Zion Young who's the edge, right? But Josiah Trotter is a guy that I would not be surprised if his name is called by the Dallas Cowboys. Formal visit. He's a 30-day visit as well. So definitely a guy that I have circled. And then the last one, I don't want to steal too many, is another guy who I think is going to be a perfect fit for Christian Parker, is Gabe Akis out of the University of Illinois. Now, he's just a physical specimen, linebacker / edge. He's 270 pounds, but he has size, has over 27 sacks in his career. And the thing about Gabe, he's a 3-down linebacker / outside edge, but he also has the ability to slide inside and play a little 3-tech. So if you wanted to kind of use him in that versatility capacity, you can. So Anthony Hill Jr. for me personally, then Josiah Trotter, and then also Gabe Akis out of the University of Illinois for me personally.
All right, that's great. I'll go next. Look, I'm prepared. So, and since we can't use Sonny Styles, I'll go to somebody else. Kyle Lewis. I'll go with Kyle Lewis right there. Coverage linebacker, and two. I understand your point, about you wanting more size and need more physicality. But Kyle Lewis plays the ball like a damn defensive back when the ball is in the air, man. Like, I forget the game. I forget the year, but it was the game I watched with Syracuse. He jumped the route, man. He played it like a defensive back, and he took it all the way to the crib. But Kyle Lewis is somebody that I would love in this system, especially since so we're going to be playing so much match coverage. They're going to have a lot of assignment responsibilities, especially if you have a speedy back coming out the backfield. Anytime that goes vertical, they got to have to take that. So somebody like that has that versatility, able to play sideline to sideline, got the ball production, got the coverage ability. I would love to have him here. Somebody else that I'm sort of high on him. I like him. Jacob Rodriguez out of Texas Tech. I know he's not the, and he tested well. I'll give him that. He tested well. I don't actually see it as much on his game tape, as what this combine numbers say, but he's not bad out there. He forces a lot of turnovers. He gets his hands on the ball. He's old. He's old by standards. Right. I think the boy is going to be 25 or something like that. But he does got a lot of game experience, though. Like he was a Heisman finalist, former dual threat quarterback in high school. So he's somebody that sees the game well and processes the game well. And when you talk about what Christian Parker likes, he likes smart football players. That's one of the things that he preaches on and harps on: your ability to learn, process, and understand. And not just understand. Show me don't just tell me what I said. Show me. Show me. Get on the whiteboard and draw it out. Display to everybody what you're supposed to do in that play, so they'll be in alignment as well. So I think when it comes to like the cerebral side of the game, and again, he'd been in the leagues since before Jesus was in the manger. But at the same point, when you have that much game experience, you learn the game well. I think he's somebody that would come in day one ready to pick up a system like this.
Yeah, Okoye, I've been watching your work, brother. So I already know you got something that's a little bit different. I want to definitely hear from you on this Harold Perkins, because I think you made a fantastic case on him. I listened to your whole 2 hours on it too, brother.
Oh man, for sure.
Let me try to make sure that I'm stating your logic on this.
Okay.
The greatness that we really saw with Perkins, and you made a great case on this. I'm going to make sure I'm echoing you right. was previous his ACL. So then after his ACL, he had a good year, but a lot of people could be knocking him because of that year because they didn't see the previous 2 years, right? Which is fair. One of the things that you said to me where you kind of closed the case is like, why are people so high on McCoy, but then low on Perkins?
Exactly.
I mean, like, and why can't we go and restore him to his previous? Boy, you killed it, bro. Like, that was like an attorney. Like, I was like, just like you did, Dez not guilty. I was like, this man is innocent. Go ahead and make your case, man. Because did I get you right though for most of it?
Mostly, yeah. And my reasoning was partially that. So when I look at the grade on McCoy, and I say, I didn't watch McCoy until recently, right? And Tuck, I like your work on McCoy too. I was watching your film actually, but to prepare for it. But basically, when I'm looking at him, I said, okay, I can understand, just like with Rebel, why you would still think this guy has the skill, even though this season you don't know how well he's going to hold up because he hasn't done it on the field yet, right? But when I looked at Perkins, I didn't know who Perkins was, so it's not like I was watching LSU and this was my pet cat. I actually overlooked him because you guys remember the last time we did a linebacker video, Jacob Rodriguez was, to me, the best linebacker in the draft. And then I liked guys like Josiah. I like guys like CJ Allen because I thought we needed guys who could shed blocks, and that's what they can do very quickly on film. They didn't need any help. They didn't need to stay clean. They can get dirty with it. I like that. Since watching Marcus Dixon's film, all of the places Marcus Dixon has coached, his fronts make linebackers better instantly.
Right.
But the difference is, like, you look at a guy like I was just on live talking about it. Alex Singleton had 177 tackles in 2023. Under playing behind that front in Denver, right? He had 163 the year before, so it's not a fluke. He had never. Those are his career highs, right? And they went down since. He had 135 last year. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Dixon did the same thing with Blake Cashman. Who none of these guys are great linebackers. They just are athletes that can see ball, hit ball, shoot the gap, right? That's what you really need to be in order to play behind Marcus Dixon's fronts, right? But the guy that came to question for me and what sold the deal for me was Eric Wilson. I know I'm talking about NFL players, but I'm setting this up for my reasoning behind this. But Eric Wilson is a 9-year veteran. He's like the Larry Izzo of this era. Like, he was always, special teamer, backup guy. Nobody even knows who he is. He played for Minnesota last year. He had 115 tackles, 17 tackles for loss. This is behind a Marcus Dixon front. 17 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, all career highs for him, right? Now, it shows that everywhere he goes, everywhere Marcus Dixon goes, his fronts allow linebackers to run free. The only weakness in his scheme is the edges. So it takes guys and you have to be able to cover in space because of, some of the fronts that we use, some of the disguises we use, right? So linebackers are left out there exposed in coverage. So it takes guys that I really like off the board for me, like CJ Allen. He's not a guy that can get in and out of his breaks real well, in my opinion. Josiah Trotter is just like his dad. They used to take his dad off the field when it was coverage. He was a downhill guy.
Our coach.
The
biggest question I probably get asked.
My bad. No, you good. They're gonna do the same thing with Josiah. He's not a guy that you're gonna put out there in coverage unless you're just saying, hey, cover grass and play in zone and spot work. Yeah, but he's not turning and running with anybody, right? Or passing anything off in the zone concept at all. So that took those guys out of it for me. Jacob Rodriguez, although, like you said, he tested well, but it doesn't really show up on film. But he has that Sean Lee effect. He's so fast because he understands what's going on. So even though he might not be as twitchy as the other guys, I think he can still be a guy that can play with a Marcus Dixon scheme because he's so smart. He's going to be, educated on what's going on. And he's going to get there first, even though he might not be the fastest guy. He's not going to be running, 4.6 in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? So I still like Rodriguez as my favorite overall linebacker. If you're just talking about a prototypical old school linebacker, is Jacob Rodriguez. If you're talking about scheme need, though, Harold Perkins, man. And when I said you hit it a little bit, or mostly, where we didn't hit is when you talk about the 2025 season, you got to take the injury out of the equation because I thought that's what it was too. That's why his numbers may have dipped. You got to realize Matt House recruited him to play outside linebacker / hybrid nickel in a 3-4 scheme. So imagine him playing outside, right? And he has pass rush skills like crazy, right? That's his strong suit. That's what you brought him to, right? Yeah, he had a lot of sacks. He was killing it. He had 72 tackles, about 7 sacks each season. His first 2 seasons, he was killing it. Right, tackles for loss galore. But he also can play the slot very well from there. So if you try to, throw the ball, outside in the flats during his tenure there, he would erase that too because he had the versatility and the speed to do that. Last year, they played him in a 4-2-5, more like Nick Imawari for Seattle, right? They played him as a safety, but they still had him listed at linebacker. But when you watch his film, he's 5 yards off the ball in the slot, covering almost the entire game. So he was not playing linebacker last year at all, really. So the reason people are down on him as a linebacker because he wasn't one in 2025, but he lost none of the skills and none of the ability. He lost his coach. Blake Baker, I think his name is, who came in 24, took him and made him a DB really because of his size. He said, I want big, long, tall, traditional defensive ends and outside linebackers. I don't like this guy's my outside linebacker. I didn't recruit him, but I need to do something with him. And he just threw him in the slot and said, hey, you just go do that. But he was covering wide receivers most of the game, tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, blitzing from the slot, doing a lot of the things you see Imawari and Devin Witherspoon doing as a linebacker who was an outside linebacker, top of the draft. So when I look at that and I say, okay, he's there athletically. And if I took his 2023 tape and I compared it with Sonny Styles or Reese, it's not close, bro. Not even close. It's not close. If you just telling me 3 inches is the difference between him being a top 5 guy versus these other 2 guys, but the film is not close. I still like him. I still like him. So for me, that's why he became my pet cat, not because I know him or nothing, but just knowing him because I still like Anthony Hill Jr. now too because of the athleticism. But
can I jump in on a second on that?
Because I knew who he was. Go ahead.
Can I say something real quick? And also, if you go back and coming into college football season this year, who was the number 1 ranked outside linebacker? It was Harold Perkins Jr. Even in last year's class, he was still top 5. So for me, just like you're saying, I had to think when you're watching the film, what happened? Was it the injury? So when you see the athleticism and everything still there, he can still play football, then it goes to the usage. So this is what I kind of said to you on Twitter, right? If anybody should know how a bad defensive coordinator can misplace some defensive players, it should be Cowboys fan. We went through it last year, right? Yeah. I think that's the same thing when it comes to Harold Perkins Jr. because the athleticism is still there. And also I think from him and Anthony Hill, who we're about to talk about here in a second, I think it was just they've been the top dogs for so long. Sometimes it gets fatigued. You're just looking for somebody new. But Harold Perkins Jr., I do not still to this day understand. I see some people saying undrafted free agent and this and that. The kid's an out baller, right? You put him in the right position, see ball, get ball. That's just I love HP. 100%. So I'm with you on that one.
And to your nephew, man, Anthony Hill's also there. Him and Kyle Lewis are like they can fight for 3rd on that list, and it's not 3rd like I think they're 3rd in talent, but like I said, they're athletic sideline to sideline guys. All 4 of these guys, so those are my favorite. I know I was long-winded, so I'll go ahead and end it on that. But it's definitely
that was necessary because you needed to make a case on that, bro. Like, cause see, some cats go take a case, especially when they use out of position, and then the draft, in my opinion, is about what have you done for me lately type of things. So people will ignore the first 2 great years of him for something to where you have a scheme change that put you out of position with an ACL. Now people don't forgot about you, but you just as dope. So if people kind of doing their homework like you and Tuck did, that's why I said I'm gonna mostly listen to this show too, because I'm still kind of digging through these dudes.
You was right though. Let me see this one thing. It don't make no sense, man. If you say that McCoy is still top 5 because after his pro day, and we hoping that his knee gonna hold up when he playing and he had to tackle somebody. We're hoping, right? But after his pro day, he is top 5 because of his film a year before. He hasn't played football in the whole year. He skipped a whole year.
Yeah.
Why would we look at Perkins as less than when he did something totally different? I can play corner too. That's like if Michael Parsons played corner his senior year. Like what? You know what I mean? And did it well at a high clip.
Exactly.
3 interceptions. He was baiting quarterback as a linebacker. He had 3 interceptions. He was all over the place, man. But my bad. Go ahead, man. Do you think?
I was gonna say anybody should know about Harold Perkins Jr. because that Arkansas game that he had, it was amazing linebacker.
I don't want to hear that shit.
He went crazy.
Man.
Oklahoma too. I was like, man, come on, man.
So
Yeah, I just
stand
wanna-
on it, Koye. Is that your guy? Out of all the linebackers right now, that's him.
I don't know how you would. I think that when I listened to Christian Parker talk to 105.3 and they were talking about how you address nickel, and I'm listening to Shotty talk about how you address nickel and the names that they name, like Eamon is who I compare Perkins to as far as what he did in 2025. So if you're looking for a nickel and you're not, you can look at him or Kyle Lewis as a nickel kind of guy, where it's like, are they my middle linebacker? No, but when you watch Dixon's 2024 season, he had, what's his name, Josh Metellus, a safety, 5'11", 208, playing sort of like a hybrid middle linebacker. They were playing 4-2-5 or 5-1-5, should I say, and they had Metellus on the field as a linebacker, really, but he was a safety playing linebacker at 5'11", 208. So if you say, hey, Harold Perkins is that type of guy for us, cool. Not my middle guy. I mean, you could say Demo can probably do it, great. But if you're using them that way, yes. But if you're just asking me who's my guy that I'm just going to build the middle of my defense around, I'm going with Anthony Hill Jr. Then. That's my guy as my middle. You know what I mean? But
Wait.
Because of his RAS score, if you like Sonny Styles' RAS score and you don't look at Anthony Hill Jr., like they write off of each other as far as their RAS score, but Sonny Styles is raw. People don't realize. I even tried to find highlights for the guy. He's raw. He doesn't have the same type of tape that Harold Perkins has. You don't got what Anthony Hill has. He don't have the experience yet, but he got the frame where BT Jordan gonna get with him and teach him how to pass rush, I'm sure. And then he's gonna run free, and he can run free with Anthony Hill. I mean, with Marcus Dixon's fronts, he's gonna run free anyway, which is what he does. The reason I didn't like him more than Jacob Rodriguez is because I never see him having to shed blocks because he doesn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't have to in this scheme, which is okay for me. You know what I mean? But when you look at that and then his ability to give you some nickel flex, I understand the Sonny Styles play, but I like Anthony Hill because of his experience. And I like his versatility. And again, a guy that can get with BT Jordan. And I look at what BT Jordan did with Denver, what he did with Seattle. He can do that with the frame that Anthony Hill's going to give him. He can do that.
See, you right, okay. Actually, I was doing research on Sonny Styles, and this is why I'm glad I was fighting so hard because the film said it. Actually, when he was recruited, going to Ohio State, he was a 5-star safety.
Yep.
He was a safety.
Yep.
Then he got to Ohio State, was in the room with safety, couldn't really get on the field, actually felt more out of whack at safety, so they bumped him into linebacker, and that's when he felt at home. And now people say, oh, he's a linebacker, but no, now to the NFL lens, no, I still think you need to go back to safety, not fully safety, but you need to be in the nickel. And that's why I call him. I call him a nickel from the beginning. I've been saying he's a nickel from the beginning. Like, and people fight, like, oh, he was a mic. No,
I said weapon. I just said
weapon.
Use him
everywhere. Like outside, he had third down, outside linebacker, flex. All that.
He needs to be majority covered because he's just so at home when he's in space and he's covering. Like when he can be. Sometimes you can have him. Like Arvell Reese did all the dirty work up on the line of scrimmage and everything like that. That's why I don't say like
and he raw too.
I don't think everyone is built for the trenches. Just because you fast, speed ain't everything. That's why I never trusted him to block shit. Like he's notice
I don't think they showed his bench press at the combine either. I don't know if he's that strong. I'm like, how strong is he? Because they ain't put them numbers up there. He's explosive below the waist. But where's bench press at?
Yeah, it's not there.
I don't see it. I couldn't find it. I was like, what's his bench press?
I don't think he did the bench press.
He didn't do it.
Exactly. Why you think that is? Because I can bench press 25, 18 times. I don't think he can. He probably
when you watch his film, you'll consistently see him losing one-on-one reps versus blocking tight ends. Like, and I put it in the film session, but I was like, I'm just with Lou. I just didn't feel like he's a linebacker. He's more of a safety, having basketball play. So he has that frame, So it's just like,
lean
frame. We need in Dallas. We need brute force tackling linebacker, right? Run, see, hit. Phenomenal guy, IQ. Like I said, his father played, and we saw what his brother did. He smoked the combine, but I still think he's more of a safety, which opens up a whole different conversation for another show. That he might be the best safety in the class, possibly teams to consider, possibly. So,
yeah, I would want Hill and Harold though to answer your question. Hill is my middle guy, and then Perkins is your guy, your Swiss Army knife. So I would take both of those guys if you can get them.
I got a question for all y'all. Then I don't even mean to cut y'all off. We talking linebacker. How high are you willing to take a linebacker? That's the real question I want to ask. Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I ain't even trying to take one in the first if I can help it.
You don't have to. Like I said, if you like Sonny Styles, Hill has a higher floor. You might say Sonny has a higher ceiling if you can do something with his frame, but Hill is coming in the door able to do things that I don't think Sonny can do today. So you don't have to take anybody in the first round, to be honest with you. Not a linebacker. I do like the idea of trading up. I think somebody talked about trading up to 6 and taking 6 from Cleveland if they'll give it up.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
39. Yeah. So if you take pick 6 and 39 and you jumped up there and you took Mansour Delane, who basically is like the P. Surtain or Patrick Surtain of this draft, and he allows you to tilt your secondary and fix that secondary right by himself, and then you jump back in the second round and grab Hill Jr. I think that's a win for me.
That, bro.
And then in the third round, go get Perkins. You know what I'm saying? That's a win.
Real quick, I'm gonna pivot to y'all real quick. Y'all want to go rookie or
bring that shit up? Come on, man.
I don't think you need him. We could talk about him though. You don't need him now.
Let's be really looking at these frank all day. I'd rather go Brooks all day.
You don't need him, bro.
Now I know what you're saying because you're talking about. Let me go back to Coy, and I got you here, and I promise.
Go ahead.
Because I know what he's saying. He's saying Dixon, go keep him free.
Yep.
So if you got guys that can run and tackle, it's gonna work. That's what Okoye said.
If you got guys like Singleton, Blake Cashman, they putting up better numbers than any linebackers we've had in the last 10 years. Yeah. They putting up Pro Bowl numbers, but the reason they ain't going to the Pro Bowl because don't nobody vote for them. Don't nobody know who they are.
And great coaching and great talent up front. We kind of take a little bit off at linebacker and let these dudes grow.
Let them grow. You can let them grow. You can bring a veteran that can teach them how to prepare and how to, watch film and do. But I wouldn't want a progress stopper in here. If you took Brooks and put him in here, that's great. But he's good because he's playing in a similar scheme. That's why he's all pro. So you can bring a guy in here and get him up to speed. Look at Bond. Bond is the litmus test as well. This scheme makes linebacker.
So you making the case?
Was an outside linebacker.
Case a real
now he all pro
to do more with less. Basically, you can do more with less. Yeah.
Yep.
What are we giving up for him?
Bro, it is about how do you allocate? Yeah.
What's the give up for Brooks? I'm not touching them first rounds in that third for Brooks.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna say it probably would took the third.
You can get a good linebacker in the third too.
It probably would have took the third. And I'll say this: I was down with getting Brooks. I was down with getting Brooks, but the moment he said he ain't trying to wear no green dot, I'm cool on it. I need a brain.
What?
Right.
Well,
I need
you don't need a green dot in this defense. That's what I'm trying to
see. This is why we needed to show you. This is why. So this is what people getting I think people are over valuing the whole idea of a green dot. The green dot is just supposed to be the hub of communication. That's all it's supposed to be. As long as we're getting communicated and lined up, the job can get done, which means the responsibility can be dispersed or placed on another position. You feel me? But one thing we're not taking into account is that Christian Parker is a brand new DC. No one knows his scheme, or more importantly, no one knows his flow of game, how he calls a game, because that's what the green dot is. You got to go on that whiteboard with the DC so you can understand the way he thinks. So the real true value of the green dot is being able to have adjustments on the fly. We're not gonna have adjustments until about week 7. So we run a brand new defense. Christian Parker's gonna do good of not getting these guys, information, them drinking it through a water hose. So it's gonna be week by week installments. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My best example happened on the offensive side. The quarterback of the offensive line is who? The center. The center is supposed to come and set the protection every time. He's supposed to come and do that every time. But sometimes offensive linemen, you can be smart enough. Everybody know who the damn mic is. Everybody know we finna do that. Or
and call it out. Yeah.
When BB, who's a guard, transitioned into this high cerebral position, that took some responsibilities. And guess what?
Yeah, he did.
We were just fine.
Just fine.
It's lining up. So as long as the responsibility gets done, we're good.
You're right.
But see, this is my pushback on not needing a green dot. The system he just left had a green dot. Jacoby Dean had the green dot every game unless the ones except the one he didn't play.
Yeah, but every team has one, but it doesn't have to necessarily be the Mike or the middle linebacker is what he's saying. It doesn't have to be that guy initially. And when you have a rookie middle linebacker, somebody who's there who understands the scheme. We don't have that this year. I think that's why they wanted Jacoby Dean, because he would be the guy that would be kind of like the Kendricks this season. But
I'll say this though. Someone just said in the chat, I still don't understand it, and maybe I'll give him a mulligan. I think Koye probably out of him. But Maris coming out of Notre Dame was communication, IQ. You know what I'm saying?
Former
So
safety.
he could possibly be a green dot guy. So I just think that, I think like Lou was saying, right? We feel like it has to be the middle linebacker. I saw someone else remember J-Ron Curse was the green dot for under Dan Quinn, right?
Yeah.
So you see that IQ guy, but it doesn't have to be the linebacker. And sometimes if you're having a rookie linebacker out there, you don't want him to have the communication issues as well and that responsibility. You want him to run, see, hit. So, I think they'll find a green dot. But for me, when it comes to Brooks, I don't know if I can give up that third, especially if we don't have a second.
I look at Morris, like when you just watch Morris's film in space. Like when I'm watching him in space and in coverage, he runs great straight line, sort of like Shamar James. Shamar James, good straight line, but when it was time to plant and cut, Morris was missing tackles only because he's not a space player. You know what I mean? And if you're saying Morris downhill like CJ and those guys, he has the same deficiencies I think that Josiah and CJ have. Not that he can't play the mic, but I think he would be better as a Mike in a 4-3 where he has to get downhill, bench press a 340-pound guy, get to the ball. He could do that. But just flowing sideline to sideline, he doesn't change directions well enough. And maybe you might be right because of this, though. Maybe he was thinking on the field because of Eberflus, because he didn't look like that
under Zimmer. Right.
Is it because of the cross training? Like we've been having him be a Sam for almost 2 years now. That's a whole different type of
under Zimmer, he was kind of interchangeable. It's really they played a lot of nickel, so they both really playing the mic depending on the positioning of the offense. If Kendrick's out there, you got the same responsibilities Kendrick had if it flips. You know what I'm saying? So yes and no. You probably got a point though, but yes and no.
Because I mean, I seen a little bit more hip fluidity. Like I seen him. Maris was great in coverage. Like when Overshown went down and he took over. Like he was like remember that game we played versus the Buccaneers when we won last minute, Deron got that. Maris has had a great game, as far as coverage that game,
I gotta watch that one, yeah.
So like I just feel like these skills have been lost because he's been lost, like he's been deprioritized. You know what I'm saying?
They made him a special teamer and a gunner, man. That's it. He's a special teamer and a spot work guy, just a cleanup crew guy. They just put him on. And then you're right though. He was making impactful plays. Morris, I think, was one of my he's one of my favorites at middle when we were in 4-3 though. I don't know if he's my free flow sideline to sideline freak athlete guy. You know what I'm saying? But I like him better in Van Ginkel's role. I think he'll be an all pro doing if he was playing, if he was starting full time. I think you got a deep room right there. You're not gonna get on the field enough to be that unless it's injuries or something like that, God forbid. But I think if he had a full season with Marcus Dixon starting outside, he would kill because you get so many opportunities because of what they're doing in the trenches. You get so many opportunities one-on-one with tight ends or half a tackle. You're going to kill with that. Like, he'll kill. You know what I mean? So he's plenty athletic to play outside linebacker and guard the flats and rush down and contain the quarterback while doing that. He's plenty athletic enough to do all of that. That's why I think less is more for him. I think he'd be better there than asking him to be your all-world middle linebacker.
I'm gonna tell you this based on the film I've been watching so far, man. I feel better about Morris than most of these backers right now. Like for real. Like for real. Like I feel much better about Morris than year 3 than most of these rookies right now. Like for real.
Because they all need development.
Right.
Everyone
whether that's outside or inside.
Yeah.
Straight up. I'm just being straight up.
You might have a point. I mean, he got to do it on film, but again, he did it in his rookie year.
Yeah, and see that's the key word. You said again because he did it. I mean, he's done it. Yeah,
he did it in his rookie. His rookie year, I thought he was the guy coming in. I thought him and Demo were the linebackers of the future in the middle. I didn't think we need a linebacker, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and see, I'm gonna be honest, Cole. Yeah, you almost like piss me off from this standpoint. Like I feel like. No, yeah, but hear me out. Like in terms of, I don't feel like I've been really rocking with Morris strong enough. Just hearing you and your breakdowns. It's like what you were saying was in the back of my mind, but I should have been more forthright about it. Where it's almost like, but I've been hearing your cases. It's like he gonna be okay outside as well, but at the same time, I feel like his best natural fit is inside.
I mean, he was inside Notre Dame. In Notre Dame, I broke him down coming out of Notre Dame. I liked him a lot. But again, I don't know what the trend. Like I said, it's really hard to tell because him and Shamar James had the same issues to me, and Kenneth Murray. They were like garden grass, and they fish out of water in certain spots, and you can tell they're not reading, or they were stuck reading, like they were loading or buffering or something like that on the field, and that's bad. But I can't say that it's them per se because I know that communication was bad across the board, and I think that started from the top down with Eberflus. So. You can give him a mulligan for that, but I don't know what he put on film showed slow processing. For a guy that's supposed to be the green dot guy. You know what I'm saying? He showed slow process, and that's my guy.
Under Eberflus.
I was being under Eberflus.
But
I was like, that's my guy. But I'm being honest, like, okay, you missing these reads. I can see you doing it.
Yeah,
are you late to the break here? Or why are you so slow to get into your coverage or roll and find somebody? Like, what are you doing? So when they say he's not twitchy, I think that's what Shotty was talking about. But when you seen him on the edge, when I saw him on the edge, it would be flat. I'm like, who the hell threw that tight end in 5 years? Who did knocked out? Like in the Denver game, it was nothing good happening. Who was knocking out fullbacks in the Carolina game? Nothing good happening. 82. What is his name? 82, the tight end that was killing everybody. Trimble. Morris whooped his ass. Yeah, he whooped his ass. Look at he got a sack against Rico Dowdle, but versus the run every time. Trimble, the only person Trimble didn't beat was Morris Leofau. Morris Leofau was whooping his ass, and he was whooping linemen. He was whooping our linemen. He rest in peace Nealon, but he cracked Nealon, he cracked Osa, he was cracking everybody. He cracked Kenneth Murray. He was cracking everybody. When he got to Morris, I was looking for that matchup on film. You guys can watch it. Morris whooped his ass. He got a tackle for loss against him, I think, in the middle of the game, but he was whooping his ass. So I said, oh, Morris ain't no joke when it comes to using his arms and his length and tossing. He's strong as hell. When you watch the Green Bay game, same thing. Everybody gave Ezra Raku credit for a couple of the tackles for loss, but watch who's setting a hard-ass edge, especially in the goal line play where he was chasing Jacobs down. That was Morris. Jacobs would have had an easy run to the end zone. Morris threw the tight end in the gap. You just see 86 flying into the gap, and Jacobs had to cut outside, and that's why Ezra Raku was able to contain, and then Morris rallied to help them tackle him. But I'm like, every time Morris was up against a tight end, a fullback, any of that, even when he was up against guards, against Jets, he was lining up against guards as well. I didn't see Morris successfully block that often unless you snuck him. You know what I mean? Other than that, if he saw you coming and he can get his arms on you, you didn't get into his frame, and you could see the strength. He'd knock you back or he'd toss you somewhere like you ain't nothing and still make a play.
Yeah, that's why I think Maris is just, metaphorically, we just killed him. I was like, he's just a victim of the lack of cohesion here. Like, well, I'm really thinking about it. Like, I think Maris would have made it, but the fact that he hired Eberflus, and Eberflus, the reason why I say it's Eberflus' fault is because Eberflus came in and was hard sponsorship, and no one can never tell me that. Because half the people he was playing should never been playing.
Hold on, explain that because people ain't gonna understand what you said. Like I get what you said. You said hard sponsorship, like everybody type of listener.
The linebacker is I think in Dallas is a heavy politics position. Like when Zimmer came here, he brought his guy in, Kendricks. You know what I'm saying? When Eberflus came in, he brought two guys in, but his guy was Sanborn, and he brought in Kenneth Murray. And then we're seeing the same thing. Christian Parker tried to do the same thing with Dean. He just couldn't get it. He wanted more money. But the reason why I'm saying we killed a marker, we brought in two guys. I guess we needed. He needed Sanborn to translate his simple ass game. I don't know why.
Sanborn was alright. I don't give Sanborn.
No, we're not doing it.
Now, Lou, you're not being fair. You know, Tampa 2 is very complicated around.
Right. My bad. You got to spot. Oh, it's so hard to play.
It's so hard to get to the spot drops.
He lost me when the ball hit him in the back of the head versus Green Bay. And then Kenneth Murray lost me against. I was fighting for him until he had the Chargers game. I'm like, oh, look at this blitz. You had Herbert and let Herbert run 40 yards. I was like, oh,
no, he thought he was slick. See, this is how I know politics is real. Because when the fans got loud, Eberflus would switch up in the first half, that first quarter. It was
Logan Wilson.
He'd be playing more man, a little bit more nuance into it. But shoot, we come back from that half. Eberflus.
Right.
But the reason why I say that is because we had Sanborn and Kenneth Murray and Shamar James, all his guys. He got the draft a guy, and that smothered mirrors. Like they just terms of just like, you know what I'm saying, just sponsorship.
Hold on one second, Lou. I don't know how many of y'all in there, but Andy just threw this up here, man. Make sure y'all hitting the like and subscribe button, man, sharing it, doing what you got to do. We're not asking y'all to pay for this live, but definitely all these guys work behind the scenes somewhere else doing other things, including myself. So for us to be up here, 10 o'clock at night on the East Coast, 9 Central, make sure y'all respect it at least by dropping a like, man. Get the likes up, man. I don't know how many people in here, but make sure I got at least 50% or more of the likes in here, man.
Yeah. This is dope.
My bad, Lou. Go ahead, Lou.
Came together at the last minute. I want to respect that too. This something that
for sure,
sad, bro. So like, and then and Tuck really rocking hard on that, on that Twitch. So it's like some things don't even be worth cats time, and they still come make time for it. You know what I mean? The boys burning it over there. I'm finna get messy. We gonna come back to linebacker. Y'all ready to get messy?
What kind of mess we doing?
Nah, I mean a necessary mess, like real war room, like for real.
Oh, okay. Well, it's war room talk. Let's do it. I'm ready to go to war. I'm war ready.
Yeah, no, it's real. Like, and it's something that I agree with. Let me just be quiet and then let's just get to this talk. I want to. It's alpha. It's not even linebacker too.
Is it defense?
It's corner.
It don't matter. Let's show me.
It's corner, and I do want to have this conversation because this is a very, very real war room thing we finna talk about. Real talk. I was listening to my OG.
Cannabis hit you with a $9.99 real quick. You know they pay. We gotta say what they said. So he said, "Thanks y'all for y'all's time, but respectfully, fuck them pigs. I want geared." Hey man, I want geared too.
I couldn't argue with that one though.
He said, "I know. What could I say to that? Like,
okay."
That's the best draft pick.
I want everybody else to catch up to that, brother. Like for real. I honestly hate that we talk about linebacker way more than we talk about premier edge. I swear to God, I hate it. I swear I hate it because it's like Okoye, he broke it back down. Like, bruh, we got the fronts, the coaches, the system, and everything to make these linebackers like you can get a good one and still be great. That's goddamn. So it's like we almost spend way too much time talking about this shit. So I'm with you on that, bro. F them picks 100%. Like, and I know this because Jerry said this, and it pisses me off to even think that he said, "Listen, when them ducks quack, feed the ducks."
That's what he do too.
And that's what he does, bro. Like, if we loud about something, he gonna feed it. That's why he making calls about linebacker, dog. So anyway, I want to step on this stuff. Okoye,
what's up?
Let's jump right into the war room, homie.
Let's go.
You said you don't want to touch McCoy in the first round.
Nope.
Some people go say you crazy.
Nope.
Make the case, please.
Well, didn't we just do this with Revel this year?
Yep.
We did the same thing with Revel, right?
Yep.
How'd that work out?
It didn't work out good at all.
He didn't touch the field until week 8, something like that. Week 9, somewhere in there in the middle of the season. I think he had an average year, but I think the average year was I think a C for Revel. I gave him like a C grade. A C for Revel to me though is an A because it's like a kid who got a C who didn't study.
Exactly.
He didn't get any off-season OTAs because he was rehabbing. He didn't get into the playbook. He wasn't in training camp. You know what I mean? He didn't do anything until the season, in the mid-season. And then you get in a team that's already in disarray and you held your own athletically, but you can tell he has some mental, lapses. But I had to give him credit for those lapses because everybody was having them, even the veterans. And you didn't even have what they had, which is a full off season to get acclimated to whatever scheme they was trying to run, right? So he was out there on raw athleticism, giving you C work and great tackles, good physicality on that knee. So I said, okay, I like Revel, right? I like Revel. But to do it again with McCoy and have a question mark, if I'm going to spend a premium pick, you know what I mean? It need to be right. I'm not going to go spend, Lambo money on a used car. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it. I need to see what's under the hood. It got to be brand spanking new. You know what I mean? Or I don't want it. You know what I mean? So I don't want a rehab. I don't want no more rehabs. I want something that I'm walking in. Now, if it get damaged in training camp or first game of the season, that's different. You got to take that, how it comes. But I'm not coming in the door knowing he might not be right week 1 or he might be right, but he might not be himself this entire season, because usually when a player comes back, even though he's at a position where he doesn't have to use his knees to like forklift a person, but he's in a position where he can run and just, we already saw what he could do on pro day. So, but I don't think the first year back for anybody, for any player, is going to be their greatest time, because they got that PTSD they got to deal with, and you never know how the knee going to hold up. Demo was a demon when he came back, but he got hurt right after that again as well, right? I don't want no more injury conversation. We had LVE broken neck, Clark broken neck. You know what I'm saying? We had back in the day Chris Canty blind in one eye from a bar fight, and messed up knee, and something else wrong with him. Also Jalen Smith torn knee, torn ACL, every ligament, and dead foot or drop foot. You know what I'm saying? So I respect it. I was the one going to bat for those players, including LVE in the beginning, right? But why would we do that now with a 12th pick, right? I don't want to do that with a premium pick. Even if we trade up, I hope that he plays as well as everybody thinks he will first year. I'm rooting for him. I'm not against him. I just don't want him. I don't want him.
So, are you just saying 12 or first round at all?
He said first round.
At all. First round at all. I want a guy that I know. Like, if you put him up against the guys that I like, right? When he's healthy, if he was healthy, it's no question I would take him, right? Yeah, but
correct.
I would take Mansour Delane over him right now, period. You could argue that he's better than Mansour Delane when he's healthy, but I don't know what he is. I'll take a guaranteed Mansour Delane over that any day. If you tell me, hey, if you put him up against any of the guys that I like, I don't want to name a bunch of names, I'm gonna start a war, but any of the guys that I like, you put them up against him right now, I know they're healthy versus a guy that I don't know is healthy, he loses. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a third round guy. I want a guy that's healthy right now that can contribute for sure. Now, is he a top talent? Does he deserve his grade? I think so, but I don't want him.
I want to jump in here, man. I want to switch the corner real quick. The first side, I actually agree with you on that. Like, it's risky. It's not enough, dog. And see, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because that's a tough conversation that most
you gotta say risky in the top 5 or top 10 or
right.
Top
and that is, bro.
You're saying risky at this point. I don't want to.
Because of Koye. I'm keeping it real. I love the speed, the straight line speed, but then when I looked at him turn, I was honestly like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you being kind of cautious on your turn, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you favoring that leg?
Is he gonna come down and bang when it's time to come hit? Or are he gonna be one of those guys that's like Elam and Darion Kendrick and Diggs that's gonna Olay all those tackles?
There's a lot of Cowboy Nation that's like, get McCoy, bro.
No.
I'm part of it.
I'm part of it.
That's why I brought it up, because I knew some people was gonna think differently.
I ain't arguing with y'all. I understand.
I'm not mad at your train of thought, because, like you said, you listed, all the people that we had in the past that had these nagging injuries coming in, and they fell apart. They were glass. I get it. And especially when you spend a top 12 pick on a player, I understand that. But my train of thought is this. The people we can't keep on the field right now ain't have no injury histories in college. Like the two main people that are part-time football players on our team right now are the Maurian Overshawn and Deron Bland.
He had a torn ACL coming out of college.
Overshawn did.
Yeah, he had a torn ACL. That's another one. That's what I'm saying.
Overshawn had a torn ACL?
He got two now. He had a second one with us. The first one was before he came out.
My argument is out the window, then. I didn't know he had the ACL. So you might be leaning.
Wait, hold on. You might
be leaning towards it.
No, wait.
No, he didn't have one in college.
He didn't have one in college.
Overshawn?
No,
he tore it twice in Dallas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he tore it in training camp. The first, I mean, not training camp.
Training camp.
Yeah,
preseason. You're right.
So go back to fight. Okay. Listen, I only fight when I'm right.
Before he played a real snap, it was preseason.
That's a discussion that we need to have, bro. Ahead of this discussion, bro. People are very afraid of this discussion.
Yeah, but listen. But yeah, that's my point.
I stand corrected. You're right.
Okay, they're the two guys that we can't keep on the field. Bland ain't had no nagging foot injuries, and now his foot ain't shit. Overshawn ain't had no bad legs. Now, he shot with landlord to get his ligaments.
You know what you didn't do with either one of those guys, though? You ain't
Ain't
spend no
first
premium
round
pick on neither one of them. So that's what I'm saying. I could take that from a third round guy and a fifth round guy.
I get it. I understand.
You want to take a fifth round injury guy? Cool. Take him. Third, cool. I'll take him in the third or second. Cool. Not the first.
Especially 15 months ago, like damn near, like like by the time he touched the field in September, how long is it going to be? See towards ACL? You know what I mean? Like it was damn near 2 years ago.
Right. That was my thing. I read somewhere he got hurt in winter workouts before the season. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking like this is what like he sat out the entire season. That knee is. Hey, look, I understand. Like I really understand everyone's like sentiments on it. I really ain't, but we need a 1A corner, and there's not many 1A corners in this draft. There's some gems in here, but let's be frank. All these we can't love everybody. We can't. And you want somebody like
I know we need a 1A corner, Lou. I'm going to cut you off. We need a 1A corner, but is that worth the risk? Because that's what we're talking about.
It's a big storm here. My dogs is outside. I'm gonna go put them in the garage while y'all do this real quick.
Yeah, handle it. Yeah,
I gotta go get them though.
In this draft, I mean, I think it's something
because my thing is, Lou, we see the talent from 2 years ago, bro. Like we see that. You know what I mean? But my concern is dope, very dope.
He's him.
At the same time, it's
I mean, if you gave me
we
don't
really have evidence, bro. It's a dice roll. It is.
Everything in the draft is a dice roll.
Here's what I'll say though, because I feel like corner, like Lou said, a 1A corner is a bigger need. And I really didn't notice until yesterday. Until I I feel like McCoy does give you the opportunity, but man. Like we were saying earlier, bro, you put somebody around Brett Brown, you know what I'm saying? Shit just kind of just fall through the cracks, so I'm not sure if Brett gonna break them. And then what I'm starting to get in the back of my mind, right? I remember that 2021 draft. We all talked about Surtain versus Horn. And I feel like this is a conversation when it comes to Delane versus McCoy. But there was also a player, a cornerback in that draft, y'all remember.
Yeah, with the ACL. Virginia
and Caleb Farley, right?
Yes.
That had
wasn't he from Virginia?
No, Caleb Farley was from
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
He was coached right by our cornerback coach currently.
Go ahead, give that history. Tuck, give it.
And Caleb Farley had some back injuries, right? And it was like, okay, but he's so athletic. He's a can't miss prospect. If he's healthy, you can't miss. And he just never got healthy in the NFL. But now with that in the back of my mind. At 12, as bad as it depends on how the board's sitting, right?
That's
20. I could do it. I feel like 20 is free money for me personally, but 12, man, it has to be doomsday scenario, bro. And everything's wiped out.
Yeah,
12, like that's what I'm saying. 12. That's why I'm kind of like this. Like I hope, like I know people have been lying to y'all. I'm gonna be frank with y'all. This is not, one of those premier drafts. This is
right.
We got a whole plate, steak, mashed potatoes, and broccoli. This is a mashed potatoes and broccoli draft. I'm gonna be honest. It ain't the main course. There's not many main courses in this draft. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm thinking like this, and this is why in the scenario, if I had to choose between him or Downs, I'm going Downs no matter what. But we're 12, and what did you call them? The guys at the top, Henny, the Magnificent Seven.
The Magnificent Seven.
Magnificent Seven. It's only 7. You feel
me?
And like, if he's left, who
he lasted the 7.
If he lasts the 7, are we prioritizing offense over him? Is it trade? I ain't mad at trade. I ain't mad at trade.
Would you say, Lou? Offense?
Is it offense? We can talk about. I ain't taking no tackle over him in this draft. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know I'm not none of these tackles like over him. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And listen, to your point about Caleb Farley, though, Caleb Farley had 2 back surgeries before he came into the league. It's not the same as I tore my ACL.
But remember what he did though. His pro day and his numbers jumped up, and that's when everyone got excited again. See what I'm saying? So you just talk about the pro day, okay? That I understand. So remember there was he had the back injuries. you know what I'm saying, in college, right? But then his pro day numbers, the athleticism, and the, you know what I'm saying, and it's 40, and the vert, and people got so excited about Caleb Farley, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes that pro day could be fool's gold, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, of course.
But I will say this, I guess I'll lay it out the
real question.
Cowboys have been meeting with McCoy privately, you know what I'm saying? He did some private workouts with him, so there's definitely eyes on him, you know what I'm saying?
12 is just.
I know. But I mean, when healthy, and this the thing, his 2024 tape was better than the Lane's tape this year. I'll die on that hill.
I knew it.
Will die on that hill.
See, this is where I'll ask you a question, and then I understand where you at, because I need a GPS on this one, right? And then I understand. Do you like Diggs out of Alabama or Pat Surtain? Which one do you like?
Diggs.
You like Diggs? You like Diggs more?
Yeah, I like the Diggs out of Alabama at the time.
You did too?
Wait. You said Alabama. That's you
talking about coming out of college or the style of play. Right now.
Style of play. Give me
Diggs. It was Diggs. Yeah, style of play.
Okay. Well, because Diggs is gonna get you turnover opportunities, right?
And that's really what Jabbar does. He got the wide receiver background.
That's McCoy. McCoy is the guy that you're gonna throw the ball at, because he's gonna bait you. He's gonna make plays, but he's gonna give up plays too, because you're gonna have opportunities. Just like Avion Terrell, same thing, right? You're gonna have opportunities, but he's gonna get you a lot of interceptions.
Another hurt person too. Avion Terrell gonna be a second round pick now.
Yeah, he's gonna get you interceptions. He's gonna get you turnovers. But what Pat Surtain does is what Delane does.
Shut down.
But let me ask you this:
he's not throwing the ball away at all. Just don't throw it away.
That was only a flash of 1 year, because Mansour Delane at LSU is completely different from Mansour Delane last year at Virginia Tech, right? When he was next to Dorian Strong. So that's the, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, is it, you know what I'm saying? Is he really like Pat Surtain was like that? You know what I'm saying? When he
he was like,
is it? Now that if you question it, like, can he sustain it? Who knows? Right. But what I watched on film is like they trusted him in practice. They must have been seeing it every day. They didn't. I just watching this film. You can. It's an island. It's like Revis Island over there. Their defense and their secondary was able to cover everybody else so well, because they didn't even bother giving him help. The safety be on the other hash chilling. He be over there on the island daring you. Throw the ball over here if you want to. And he watch the Clemson game. Throw the ball over here if you want to. Not that they had the greatest quarterback, but throw the ball over there if you want to. You ain't getting hit. There ain't nothing happened. Nothing happened. He was shutting down everything. It's true.
Yeah, ball set corner. I'll play linebacker. Let's get it.
We'll win.
What, man?
Let's fight. Go ahead.
Man, you
but our balls will be out there getting cooked.
I am very bullish on Jabbar McCoy, man. I do like him, and I feel like just in terms of somebody that can, that there's an athlete out there. I feel like he's a slightly better athlete. I feel like we already spoke on. He has the better ball production. I also feel like it was a little bit bigger of a sample size of him having maintained play over what Mansour Delane.
He got the same. I like Will. He got the same problems I got with all those guys though. Elam, what was his problem? Ole, you gonna get out the way? He ain't hitting nothing. I don't got McCoy. McCoy ain't about to smack you, bro. Like Delane will smack you. He'll hit.
McCoy was nasty.
McCoy will hit. He'll come down.
I'm not talking about pop you, because everybody said that. I said the same thing about Avion Terrell. Like he'll pop you. I'm talking about just straight up. I'm sturdy versus the run. I can come down. And I'm a rack secure tackler. Like I don't got McCoy being that guy. That's where my knock was on McCoy. Is like, okay, I still gotta watch more of his film. I only watch 2 games, so I gotta watch. I gotta watch more. I'm not gonna be unfair to him. I haven't seen it yet. Still, I'm like, you he'll hit you if you don't see him coming. He'll hit a receiver. He'll hit a guy that's not like he'll pop hitter. Like I'll pop you. Yeah, I'll cut your legs out. Yeah, but I'm talking about I'm watching Delane just straight up secure tackles and just body slamming cats. Like I like how physical Delane is, and I like the fact that he's trusted by his team, where it's like it's tilted. Like the whole defense is tilted away from him. I like that. That's like Pat Surtain type coverage. Can he maintain it though? If he can't, then I guess McCoy is the better player. And if you're looking for the Al Harris effect, where you want a bunch of turnovers, but it's like bend but don't break type coverage, I like McCoy. I like Avion Terrell for that. They that type of guy. Like they'll get you 2 interceptions, but they might give up a TD in the game too. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Mansour Lane's the safer pick, of course. You know what I'm saying?
I don't dislike Mansour Lane. I
get what you're saying. I'm not arguing nobody who liked McCoy more, because if McCoy was healthy, I might like him more. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's just the 12. It's just the 12 price tag. That's
bro. Right.
It's 12.
We trade down, or we going
so Hen, let's get this on record. You want him at 12?
I'll take him at 12. Listen, it's easy, but it's easy for me. It's easy for me to say because I ain't gonna lose my job. If the nigga know I'm playing now, you know what I mean? It's easy to say.
All right, yeah, you're the GM though. All right, so let me ask you that way. If you were the GM,
you were the
Jerry GM, you taking him at 12 still?
Oh, okay. Right. The only way that I'm not taking Mansour Lane, not Mansour Lane, Jamal McCoy. The only way I'm not taking Jamal McCoy at 12 is if Ruben Bain or David Bailey's there.
Okay,
I would have higher priority.
They're gone. He's there because this will probably happen. This go probably.
If it's him there, I'm taking him.
Do y'all think we even really pick that?
These my 3 players that I would take over him though.
I do think so.
Jeremiah Love, he ain't gonna be there at all. So 3 people that ain't gonna fucking be there. Ruben Bain, David Bailey, Jeremiah Love. Those are the only 3 I would take over them, because those are the 3 players I actually have higher than him. But Jamal McCoy is my cornerback number 1.
So if Delane was even on the board at the time, you would still take McCoy at 12.
And sleep like a baby. I'll be like this.
You still take him?
I'm gonna have me a comfort.
If Delane slide to 12, you take him in a heartbeat.
Gangster, bro.
Man, I just feel so good about Jamal McCoy.
Britt Brown are gonna have that man out there at 78% in a knee brace.
Hey,
Britt Brown gonna put a knee brace on McCoy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's a question.
We slow as hell.
I know we pivoted off a linebacker, but I want to kind of tackle that, because to me, that needs to be a real conversation in the nation right now, because this go probably come down to the core right now. Yeah, and it's a need. Like, listening to that Shotty over there talking about that he think Bland can be a eraser.
He was
you got to get corner right now. That let me know for sure you got to get corner right, because y'all coming in there with some crazy expectations, y'all.
That boy was about to highlight,
bro. So that's like shit. If we don't get corner right,
I gotta say this though, right? This is where the disconnect comes from me, right?
Okay.
We forget about players that once they come into the fold, like Demo, right? And they play well, they have great seasons, and then get injured. We'll forget about those players like they nothing, right? Same thing with Bland. He got hurt twice. I get you. And the foot is questionable. But we'll forget about those players and they rehabbing, right? But we still want McCoy, who got the same issue, and they did shit for us. It's like, I'm like, dance with the chick who brung you, bro. You know what I mean? Now we hate you all of a sudden. These dudes, Bland all of a sudden is like, a year before last, he just had 6 or 5 pick sixes or something like that. We loved him.
He was going crazy.
You know what I mean? He got the money. Everybody's cool with him. I still thought he was better in the slot, to be honest. But still, I never thought he was an outside shutdown corner. I thought he's a guy like the guys I like. Opportunistic ball hawk that's going to give up some plays, but he's thirsty for the ball. He'll come down and hit you. He's physical. You can blitz him. He's like our Devin Weatherspoon, a guy that can do a little bit of everything. You don't hate him outside, but you're not going to leave him outside. You're going to move him around and let him do his thing. You get what I'm saying? So I don't see why everybody down on him. I understand the foot injury, but
what you just said,
going after injured players anyway. We going after injured players, then why we hate the ones that we got?
But this is the difference in my opinion, though. He was injured and put out bad tape at the same time. He just like Jamal McCoy just wasn't out that motherfucker. He just wasn't there to look bad.
Who gonna put out good tape with Eberflus though? Who gonna what player put up good tape last year?
So I just did the film yesterday, Koye, and what I did was this is Eberflus erased out of it because it was press man corner, right? Deron Bland.
I saw the beginning of that. Go ahead.
It was mano a mano, and here's my thing. I don't think Deron Bland was freakishly athletic to begin with, and now you add on the injuries. There was many times he was just trailing, right? Just getting beat. So it's like I don't know. Maybe he does have a full rehab and bounce back from it. And Christian Park, like, so there's a lot of different things I feel like has to kind of come back for DaRon Bland.
Right.
But I can't confidently say, okay, yeah. I mean, it was just evil
with this guy
back because. I honestly could have went even longer because he had off man issues, even zone. He just didn't have that knack to cover grass and make a plays on the ball like he did in years past. So
and I'll say this, he was even a little fugazi under Zimmer as well. If you just go back and look at the completion percentage allowed, touchdowns allowed, like he wasn't the same guy as he was in 2023, and he was hurt that year too.
So check this out. This is the one thing, and Okoye, this is what I'm saying in terms of it's not about knocking Bland because he injured. It's about what Shotty just said. Like Shotty just said, we expect him to be an eraser. And it's like, it's like what you just said. He never really was that, even when he was
right.
No, he's not that. He's not a shut. I never looked at Bland as a shutdown.
And that's why me and Tuck was saying that makes Delane or McCoy like priority based on them crazy expectations they have.
But then what is Revel then? What is Revel supposed to be? What was he supposed to be though? Last year, what did everybody think Revel was before he suited up? What was he supposed to be?
I didn't think he was shit.
He's supposed to be McCoy.
I'm asking y'all, what did y'all think he was?
I had him as a.
I didn't think he was shit.
He was supposed to be the man. Right?
I didn't like him coming out.
Oh, so none of y'all didn't think it was real. I thought it was fool's gold.
No, it was hype because I didn't like him coming out.
So Bland and Revel are question marks, and then Kobe Durant is like good but opportunistic. We really ain't got no corners then.
No, we don't.
None.
I mean, I like the room though.
Bad expectations too, Koye. That's the worst part. It's the expectations.
Yeah.
If you over here talking about Bland can be an eraser and we see him as an eraser, it's like what y'all looking at? Like that's what I'm saying. We love Bland a playmaker, and I agree with you. He bet on the inside. But what was Shotty saying? We see him playing on the outside. It's the opposite of what you said. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what concerns me. It's like, damn. So that means we need to get a guy that's dope on the outside to move him inside.
What Shotty is saying is Jerry paid this man outside money, so I have no choice. That's what he's saying. So I gotta sell this to y'all because he's selling it to me. I'm selling it to you.
Exactly.
So that's what he's really saying. He basically saying I can't do nothing about that.
I can't do nothing
about the outside because he's getting outside money. So either Bland is getting traded, which who wants him? I don't think he ain't like hot on the market to get traded. Like nobody's gonna spend that on Bland at this point to take him. You know what I mean? So and they don't want to lose on Bland because you can pay him that money. So Bland is stuck where he at.
And the sad part about it is Kobe Durant is a better cornerback right now.
I figured out Shotty. The moment Shotty starts getting hyperbolic about a player,
they did recently.
The moment Shotty gets hyperbolic about a player, like he's too high, like he's overselling or underselling somebody, he lying. You know what I'm saying? And
like he did with Mozzie.
Yeah,
he's like, Mozzie's have a great career. He could be great here. And he's like, out of here.
He's like way under Mozzie. Like he wasn't even.
We love you so much, you getting rid of you.
Exactly, you getting rid of him. Like same thing with Kenneth Murray. He's underselling. You know what he said about Ostemo? Oster can be a run step in the.
You ain't lying, yo.
That's what I feel about Maris. Maris can be this edge. I know you see it.
You right.
Maris is on the block. I'm telling you that right now.
He is.
Same thing with Bling.
Based on that pattern recognition, you're right. Yeah, that's not wrong.
The moment Shotty give it away, the moment he get hyperbolic, they on the chopping block.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, we said we was gonna talk about linebackers, so we go finish our thoughts and get up out of here.
Yeah.
So this is the last thing I'm gonna ask everybody. Everybody got an answer and we out. How do you fix linebacker, rookie and as well as free agents? Fix it. You first, Lou. We'll go around.
I think you fix linebacker, trading back, getting the second round, or if you can at 20, taking Anthony Hill Jr. to be your versatile piece because he's like the epitome of versatility of what Christian Parker was saying. Like he's just a jack of all trades. Like he can literally do it all. And I'll pair him alongside with maybe a later pick. Like what if Keyshawn Elliott from Arizona State fall, and then also bring in a vet like Bobby Wagner who can. He's only here to be a coach primarily, but I think that's how you fix the. You get two guys. I even question Demo's fit in this scheme. I think I'm the only person who's really saying
We're
that.
gonna have fun. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying?
As an interior linebacker.
I think he can fit this year, but I just what they're asking him to do, I don't see Demo as that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just me. Well, that's just me. As an interior, I think he's more like Demo works well in space, but I feel like the linebacker is gonna. I think the linebacker is gonna be fine. You got Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams. You're gonna be fine.
There you go.
That was the main issue. That's what we kept telling people. When we were talking about get one tech, everybody was telling us everything else but the middle. How the linebacker should have been better versus the run. We was telling y'all every game, even last year, when the D line got their ass whooped, your linebackers look even worse. Just being Panthers game is literally that. The moment you went to that 5-man front, I think that's the most. I'm gonna be honest with you, as a D corner, the moment you go there, that's pathetic. It's telling me you need 7 to stop the run. That's pathetic. You literally everyone needs one-on-one blocks. That's fucking pathetic. You know what I'm saying? That's just
3-4 is kind of a 5-man front.
I know, but the moment you had to go that the whole game, nah, you was trying to free up some people because nobody can get off blocks. You feel me? So I think we're gonna be a lot better though.
Yeah.
All right. So how we fix linebacker?
Fix it.
Pray about it. Leave it up to God. leave it up to God, man. Because listen, if you wanted to get a veteran linebacker that was still young and could pick up the scheme and had all the other stuff, you had the chance with Nakobe Dean. And whatever happened. Some people say you lowballed him. Some people say his homeboy Quay Walker recruited him and took him away. Whatever happened, you didn't get him. You didn't get none of the other marquee linebackers. So right now, at this point, all the veteran linebackers on the open market, they old or they sorry. That just is what it is at this point. You old or you sorry as hell if you're a veteran linebacker on the open market right now. Bobby Wagner out that bitch running in slow motion. We seen the footage. Bob tried to fight me on this shit. That man they slow as fuck. So Bobby Okereke, how you say his name? Woke up sorry. Right. It just is what it is. Father Time is undefeated. He done beat his ass. Right. He done got knocked out. So both the Bobbies take him off the board. So unless we're gonna look into a prodigy or something like that. And at this point, I'm leaning towards Lou with this. It ain't gotta be a middle linebacker that had a green dot, because it can't be a linebacker that had a green dot at this point, because them motherfuckers sorry as hell. You might as well go get you a safety or get you a hybrid play and put them out there for the entire game. You're gonna be in nickel 70% of the time any damn way. So at this point, I don't know what you're gonna do realistically to just fix linebacker, but I'll trust one of these safeties to do it, man. Just leave Jalen Thompson or leave somebody on the field, get on the green dot. Fuck it, I ain't gonna worry about it no more.
I'm gonna be quick.
Just get a war daddy and then call it a day.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be quick. You got to go get Jordan, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you talking about really fixing, like, and I hear what Okoye's saying,
I'm following you though.
With
what's on the market.
It's and looking at him, and I look at him with NFL tape compared to me looking at these guys with college tape. I just got through looking at a lot of these guys' college tape, and Jordan Brooks just looking so much better with that league tape. Just that dude look way better than them dudes, man. I'm just being all the way honest, and I've been watching these dudes all damn day long. So go ahead and go top shelf on this. Like, and y'all heard me saying the opposite. You heard me saying the opposite. Go ahead and trust the rookie. We gonna be fine. Wasn't I saying that? We gonna be fine.
Yes, you would. And I
agree with Okoye. Yeah, I agree with Okoye. This front,
I pivoted when I heard the boy talk about you don't want the green dot. What I need you for? That's the entire reason. That's the entire reason I wanted it.
Nah, I want that style on the sideline. I don't need his brain.
But the green dot and the brain is not associated. It's communication too, though. Like, you might be a smarter guy, but you might be quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
everybody can hit you, or you might communicate wrong. So it's not just everything that's going on. Like, are you a talker? Like, some people not vocal
leaders. Are you a field general? You gonna point them out and get their ass lined up? Like, hey,
fuck all that.
Yeah,
I need
fuck all that
sideline more than I brains or talking. Like, real talk, I need that sideline to sideline. Like, just from looking at what's available
and just looking at them guys closer, really looking at them guys, like really watching they run fits. And I'm talking about every one of them dudes too. I've been looking at all the dudes all day long. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we really should go vet and a quality vet and trade for it. Now, will I want to get one of them first away? I'm like, Tug, no. But a third, yep. A future third, something like that, absolutely.
There you go.
Bye. Absolutely.
Right.
Goodbye. And then let's play ball. And I'm still like, go get that war daddy. But I'm just being honest. To fix it, it's the vet to me. That's the answer. To me, it's the vet.
Got you.
Yeah, I'll quickly go. Trade to go get you a veteran, like Boss just said. And then I need Anthony Hill Jr. or I want a linebacker that's going to cause havoc, right? I feel like for a defensive standpoint, I do need my game record, and we just don't have it as of right now. So I know a lot of people don't want to talk about him, but I just want that old feeling back, right? So I need a guy who's going to go out there to be able to cause havoc. I feel like Anthony Hill could probably do that. I feel like, David Bailey could do that. Just one of those guys is disruptive that offensive coordinators have to plan for. So that would be my fix.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can't really disagree. I originally I'm like, because of the scheme, I don't look at linebacker and feel fear. I don't think that we should be afraid of anything, right? But we do need linebackers on the team. So it's not like it's not a need at the position, but I think that anybody you get is going to be in hand. So do you need a all-pro like a Jordan Brooks? You don't need him, but I would definitely want him. I don't want to spend a premium pick or sacrifice our top picks for him, though. So if we can figure out a way to get him, like you said, future picks, or if they take a third or fourth for him, cool. I wouldn't want to give up our first round picks to get him, though. I just feel that way. Now, if we were to trade up, no, I don't even think we do that. Like if we get another third round pick some kind of way, cool, go give it up, get Jordan, and I'll be happy with that. I also think that Demarion Overshawn, in my opinion, I know you disagree, Lou, but when you look at his tape when he was, healthy, the 1 year he was healthy, but when you look at his tape, he was slashed, he was everywhere, man. And the things that this front allows you to do are things that are his strong suit, meaning keep him clean, make it so he don't have to deal with bench pressing guys up off of him, and let him use that athleticism. He can cover sideline to sideline. I saw him pick up receivers and carry those guys as well. So the things he can do both, sideline to sideline, 15 yards off the ball and behind the line of scrimmage. To me, he's a guy that you definitely, have in that room, especially the fact that he loves football the way he does. I like Demarion Overshawn. So if you're looking at it from a veteran standpoint, you can go out and get a Brooks. You have Overshawn in that room. And then as we talked about in the beginning, from a rookie standpoint, you just want your athletes, twitchy guys that can do the same thing, flow sideline to sideline and can smack shit. Harold Perkins Jr. is not my linebacker unless he puts on 10 pounds or so and you want to move him inside. Great. I never saw him as an inside guy, though. I look at him as a guy that's helping you in nickel and helping you as an outside linebacker, rotational, situational pass rusher type guy, right? So he's not my linebacker. If I had to say my number one athletic linebacker that you can build around is Anthony Hill Jr. as far as athleticism. If you're just talking about prototypical linebacker, is Jacob Rodriguez. So if you're seeing how to fix it, as far as rookies concerned, those are the guys that I'm looking at. You know what I mean? If you're looking at veterans, I can't take away the idea of going out and getting Brooks because Brooks plays in a similar scheme. All pros are not created equal. Remember this. Like I said, do y'all think Van Geikel is like a flat out all pro, or do you think he's an all pro that was created by the scheme? Do you? I'm asking. That's not a rhetorical question. Scheme. Okay. Do y'all think Grenard is just a flat out all pro wherever he goes, or do you think it was Marcus Dixon's scheme?
Shit, scheme.
Okay.
I ain't rocking with Grenard like that.
See what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. I feel like this scheme enhances all linebackers, and BT Jordan enhances all pass rushers. So anybody you bring in here, think about this, right? A guy like Gary, everybody talked, and I know we're not talking about pass rush, but that's outside linebacker.
Correct.
Everybody talked about the fact that BT Jordan was with Gary, and they said he experienced him before, But I think we talked about on the show before. I think me and Lou might have talked about this. The difference between having a guy like that, a coach like that, for a week in the offseason versus having him on the sideline, having him in all your drills and all your OTAs, in your film room, everywhere. You know what I mean? It's night and day different. You're working with BT all year round versus spot work and having to retain whatever he gave you in that 2 weeks y'all might have had together, no matter how intense it was. You got to retain that for the rest of the season and remember what he taught you in the offseason. You don't got to do that now. He there. You know what I mean? He's helping everybody in that room, not just you. You know what I'm saying? Not just Gary. So I think everybody gets an uptick from these coaches, not just BT, but also Marcus Dixon, and then on the back end with Christian Parker and those guys, and then Ansley as well. Those guys, what they're doing, I think what they form together, I think is going to have some synergy, and I hope that I'm right. But I mean the proof is in the pudding with both those guys. The pass rush went up. They broke records pass rush wise with BT Jordan both in Denver and Seattle. And when you look at Max Crosby, y'all wanted Max Crosby. Max Crosby fuck with BT. When you look at what Marcus Dixon has done everywhere he's gone, every linebacker, no name linebackers have played better than the guys that we look. I have never seen Jordan Brooks put up 177 tackles, dog. I never seen a guy that put up 144 tackles other than Blake Cashman in 13 games. I was like, he only played 13 games and had 144 tackles. It's wild. So guys that can flow sideline to sideline will do well in this scheme regardless. Do you want one that already knows it? Yes. But do you need it? Not necessarily. We've already seen it. They've already proved it with Eric Wilson, who is a journeyman nobody who just put up Pro Bowl numbers last year. If you got those same numbers from Demo, if you got those same numbers from Micah Parsons, even if he was playing middle linebacker fully, and you got 7 sacks, 17 tackles for loss, and 115 tackles, you'd be like, that was a hell of a season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, for a journeyman to do that in your scheme, it tells me that the proof is in the pudding and it's on wax already.
And they built it to be that way too. Real quick before we get out of here, man, I just saw this on Twitter. Who the fuck is this?
What?
This dude 6'5", run a 4.3.
Oh, Chris Braze. Chris Braze out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Is he all right? Like, damn, 6'5", run a 4.3.
Look at that stop right there. He was struggling out that break right there.
Yeah, can't get out them breaks.
He don't get out them breaks.
He don't. Okay, I'm gonna say because them routes look pretty good to me too. I ain't.
Let me see.
What you say?
That long stride. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
he was lagging right there at the top of the. Every time he get to the top of the route,
that was pretty good.
That one was smooth, but
that was good.
Yeah, like no.
I have a stigma against Tennessee wide receivers any damn way. I know I shouldn't be like that, but I ain't fucking with Chris Brady.
If you struggling out the break against air, what you gonna do when the guy is like pushing you all over the place too? You know what I'm saying?
And if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the knocks in that boy scouting report is how he handled press coverage.
There you go.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad for 6'5". Look at this.
I'm not a height. I'm not a measurables guy. I'm a what can you do on the field guy. Like I'm not. Like what are you? What do you really do? Measurables is cool. Your height cool, but you know what I mean. I take Darrell Revis any day over a 6'4" crazy athletic corner. You know what I'm saying? He 5'10". You know what I'm saying? I think y'all want Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks, his measurable, he's 6 foot,
moving like that. That caught my attention. He trash.
I didn't know Tennessee had other receivers coming out.
He ain't shit. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna say he ain't shit, but he ain't like that, bro. He got you.
Take a receiver at 12.
Got you, man. Well,
I can't even bother to say shit. He just said, "Yeah, no,
I'm starving, dog."
I am.
We appreciate y'all rocking with us today on this linebacker journey. We take this very seriously, man. I think we had some good answers today and some good fights. I'm glad we talked about that McCoy thing. I'm glad we talked about that. It's some different thoughts on that, but that needs to be addressed. I'm gonna probably talk about that some more myself as I think that through. But man, we out of here, man. Another DC Universe into the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.